All right, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk about the importance of finding a good guild in Summoner's War. Um, I don't know that it's something that's mentioned a lot, but it's really important. It kind of directly affects your gameplay, and everybody might need something a little bit different. I've been in several different guilds, and I kind of have kept searching until I found one that I settled in and really have enjoyed. So the current guild I'm in is Kindred Shadow, and it checks all the boxes for me, what I'm looking for in a guild in this game. But I thought I would talk about sort of the criteria that you may want to consider when you're looking for a guild. Maybe some people who are in a guild they're not happy with, haven't thought through this, or people who are enjoying a guild and they're wondering why am I not moving to another guild? What you like about your guild. So the main things that I think are important are how you feel about the social level of a guild. Some of my good friends, they have a very social guild, and that's almost the point of the game for them. I think progression is somewhat secondary. It's more about interacting with the people and chatting about strategies and having a common focal social setting. And the game is that for them. So if you're really into a social guild and your guild doesn't talk, that might be an important thing to look into. Find a more social guild, a more friendly, talkative guild like that. For me, my preference is sort of medium. Like, I don't want people to expect me to read every single thing in guild chat, or if I miss something, like they're somehow offended or whatever. Like my guild, we kind of talk sometimes. People come and go in terms of talking, and it's fine. We kind of mess with each other, which I think is really fun. And we kind of rag on each other in the guild notices. So our guild notice currently is making fun of OC because he leveled up like 10, 25 speed runes like it was nothing, and he can make like a 300 speed violent Ganymede or something. It's crazy. So, you got to tease people that are that good, because otherwise, what's the point? So that's kind of the social aspect of the game. So I would say definitely consider if the social stuff is important and how important it is for you. The next thing I think is important is how active is the guild. I've been in a guild before. This was a while ago, but you're doing your best. You're doing all your attacks, and other people are just not doing anything, and either they're not being removed, or they're being allowed to participate but not actually participating, which makes it more difficult for you to win if you're interested in winning. Some people, they could take it or leave it, but some people are a little more competitive, and that may or may not be something you are in a guild. So if the guild is not quite as active as you want to be, you probably want to find something that's around your activity level. You don't want to be the most active person in a guild that's half people that just kind of commonly come and go. So if the guild isn't meeting your needs in that sense, it's not really your place to expect them to change. I've seen that sometimes. People are like, well, these people aren't active, what are we going to do? It's like, well, no, I mean, the guild is what it is. Unless you're the leader, you're not really in charge of how it functions. So maybe just find a different guild, because there's lots of active guilds and you don't have to worry about it. Also, along with activity, I think, is the play level in the game. Like, are you one of those people that as soon as you're ready for C3, you want to play C3? As soon as you're ready for, G1 guild type stuff, you're ready for G1, all the way up to G3? Do you want to be at the pinnacle top of the game? Or do you want to just kind of relax in a certain level that feels okay? It works with the socialness of your guild. So that's important too. Some people I've seen, they're like, well, how come we're not G1 or G2 in kind of the lower level guilds? And that's just not where it is. If that's where you are, no hard feelings. Go find the guild that's right for you. My alts guild is awesome. It's totally social. I basically don't do anything in guild except chat occasionally, and I'm not very active, and they're okay with it, and it works for me, and I assume it works for everybody else. So different characters, even, or different people, different accounts have different fits, is kind of what I'm saying. The next thing I think is important is, do they fit your schedule? Like, are the guild times appropriate for you? Do you want to get in on the very first siege attack every time the siege opens up? Are you on the right server, basically? Do they start guild wars at a time that's relevant for you? That's something that I think is pretty important. Which, you can kind of control that when you start your character, but if you chose a server that a lot of guilds don't line up with your playtime, you might want to consider finding a guild that does fit with your playtime. Another thing that's definitely worth considering is drama. There's guilds with tons of drama. There's always something. This person said this, and this person left the guild, and this person said blah, 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 and it's just exhausting. Like, for me, I don't want anything to do with that. But some guilds, it seems like they can't help it. There's people talking trash about each other, or I don't know what. It's just crazy. So if you thrive on that and that is interesting to you, I guess find a guild with a lot of drama. But for me, I want a totally no drama guild. Like in my guild, people come, people go. It's kind of no hard feelings, which I think is the mature way to, leave a guild and join a guild. We've had people that have left for a little while and come back, and it's like, if you leave on good terms, you're welcome back. And if you leave because you went insane, no one's going to want you to be back. So maybe, consider your own drama level and the drama level of the guild that you want to be in. If you constantly see people complaining and starting stuff and that's not for you, they're not going to change most likely. So probably you need to move and find something that's a better fit. So drama is a thing. The last major thing I think to look into when you're considering a guild is just the stress level. If you attack something and don't succeed, what happens? Do people freak out and why didn't you do that? Oh, now we're not going to get this, or make fun of you or whatever. Like, does it stress you out to play the game because the guild members expect some sort of massively high level of gameplay? Because if so, maybe that's for you, and maybe that's, the very bleeding cutting edge of progression. But, for me, that is not what I want. Like, in our guild, I'd say I draw a decent amount of the time. In Siege, I don't succeed all 10 attacks, and it's not a big deal. And I really like that. I've been in guilds before where you had to write in line the comp you fought, win or lose. Every single fight you had to say, here's what I think their approximate speed was based on my speed. This unit had immunity, this unit didn't have immunity, and that was expected for every target. And that was not for me. Like, it was too much work, and it was a pain. And then it spurned drama because some people didn't do it, and then they were expected to, and drama. And it was just too much. So the stress level of that was too high for me. Now, my current guild, you attack something, you win, lose, or draw, whatever. If the next person attacks it and falls to the same thing, maybe we'll make fun of it a little bit, but it's not a big deal. And I that's what I prefer. So that's the last thing I would consider stress. The other point I wanted to talk about with the activity level, one of the guilds I was in, that they had a rotation on people who would attack, and that was their policy. Sometimes you would be rotated out, sometimes you would be rotated on, when that was their policy. And for me, at that point in the game, I didn't care for that because I really wanted to fight every single fight. I was just intense about it. I wanted, every opportunity to get the summoning stones and participate, and so that just wasn't for me. And so I found a different guild. I wanted to fight every single fight. That was a criteria I had. So I guess if you're looking for a guild, or even if you're in your current guild, I think the main thing to consider is just, what do you want out of this game? And then don't be afraid to find it. There's a million guilds. There's a million playstyles. There's people and guilds that fit any kind of category you might want. So you just got to go out there and apply for it. Tell them where you're at. Be honest. If they tell you, look, we're looking for someone with 56 stars and this type of rune quality or whatever, however people determine that, and that's not you, and they don't accept you, that's normal. That's what their criteria is. Don't feel bad about it. I mean, you'll get there eventually. Just tell them, here's where I'm at. What do you think? And a lot of the times, if you're cool, guilds are looking for people all the time. So there might be another guild they know that says, okay, look, they're right where you are, and you can hang out with them for a little while, and then when you're ready, you can reapply and come back to us. There's guilds for everybody, I guess. So find the guild that's right for you and apply for it and enjoy the game, because the guild part of this game I think is really strong, especially for a phone game. As someone coming from World of Warcraft, the guild issues are all the same in both games, except World of Warcraft's a little more because you play more with people, and you're talking to them more like live as big groups for long periods of time. But finding a good guild is super, super important. If you're just starting in this game and you're not sure about guilds or whatever, I would say consider all those things. Try to find one that fits your playstyle. So we're going to end this Necro run on a perfect legendary rune. No, we're going to end it on that. So I hope that was helpful for you guys, and if you're looking for a guild, good luck. I've met a lot of good guilds in this game, not just mine or guilds I've been in for, so there's something for everybody. Anyway, I will catch y'all next time, and happy holidays. Take care.